I know this may come as a shock to the system, but you do not need to be on every platform right now. I know. Shocking. Because when you spend more than 5 minutes on the internet, it starts to feel like the only way that you can be successful is by posting everywhere in all formats, all at once, all the time. And I'm talking reels, threads, TikTok, email, newsletter, blog, Pinterest, YouTube, all the things. And suddenly it starts to feel like it's less of a business being built and more of a full time content hamster wheel mechanism thing that you did not sign up for. Hello, my beautiful entrepreneurs. My name is Tabitha, and welcome to A Hot Mess Built an Empire. I help day one entrepreneurs take that first terrifying leap into business ownership without completely losing their minds in the process. This channel is for the people who are standing on the edge of something really scary, but also equally just as marvelous, wondering if they're absolutely unhinged for even considering the jump. Before we get started on today's episode, I'm talking about this all the time right now because I'm so excited. On April 25th, I am launching the first ever Entrepreneur meetup, and I'm calling it the Mess Hall. You can find the link to sign up for it in my Stan store. It's only $5 to attend. And there's going to be monthly themes. We might do some workshops here and there. And I'm even going to work on getting special guests to join the call to just help give us some guidance and wisdom and tricks of the trade. So, the goal is to build a space that is inclusive and non judgmental and to make this whole entrepreneurship journey just feel a little less isolating. So, I hope to see you there on April 25th. It's a Saturday at 1 p.m. I want to talk about something that I'm actually navigating right now, and it's when do you start adding in more platforms? I have had the horrible decision making in the past where I've just done all of it all at once, and it did not turn out so well. So I just want to talk about what I'm doing right now and how I'm making it work being on multiple platforms at the same time. There comes a point in time where you think that you should start to expand. So for me right now, YouTube is my main platform, and I started blogging again. So that's kind of been integrated recently, but it's so much fun to be on YouTube. And it's been so refreshing to write for my blog again. So they're not stressors, they're not being pressurized, and I have the capacity to add more. Now, the problem here is that I'm going, okay, I'm on YouTube, it's manageable, I'm being consistent, and honestly, it's really enjoyable. I really like it. And then I'm on my blog again, which is very casual, no pressure. I did create a schedule for myself in a spreadsheet, but that's because I'm nutty and I need that sort of stuff. But then my brain's going, okay, let's do 5 more things. I swear to God, just five, just five, just five, just five. It's only five. It's only 5 more things. And I'm like, nope. That's the temptation to do too much. So let's talk about how we're going to scale it back and only integrate a little bit at a time. There is a temptation to do too much. This is where people can break their system, where suddenly you go, you know what? I'm going to be on Reels. I'm going to show up on TikTok. I'm going to be on YouTube Shorts. I'm going to make sure everything is integrated with Meta. So it's posting on Facebook and Threads and Instagram, and everybody's going to see everything on all the platforms. And I'm also going to try X / Twitter, whatever you want to call it. And you take a sustainable system and you break it and you turn it into 5 chaotic ones. So, what we're going to talk about today is how to integrate slowly, how to integrate when you're ready. And just to re emphasize, you do not need to be on all platforms all the time, all at once, or ever. There are people who do just fine on Instagram, and just Instagram. They don't even post it to Facebook or Threads or anything. There are people who are truly committed to making one platform work for them and keeping it as simple as possible and running a multi-million dollar business. So it is possible to stick to one platform. But if you want to try different forms of media and put yourself on different platforms and try to expand your reach in different ways. Let's talk about how to integrate that with sustainability in mind and not going completely crazy. So my rule right now, and this is a new rule because like I said before, I used to just go, well, I have to be on everything. And I would stretch myself very thin. I would get very stressed out. I feel a lot of pressure. So the rule for stability before expansion is that I'm not adding another platform until the one that I'm currently on feels easy. That's it. YouTube feels easy. It's not perfect, it's not automated, it's just sustainable. Like, I love showing up for YouTube every morning. It's 5:30 in the morning and I love that I'm starting my day off with intentional journaling and filming a video for YouTube for the day. Because the thing is, if this still felt like a struggle, then that's something I need to work on. And adding more doesn't fix that struggle, it just breaks it. It makes it worse, it makes it harder to keep up with. Now, my old approach was something I'm calling the chaos era, which is I spread myself way too thin. I tried to post on everything. And what that resulted in was inconsistent posting, rush content, desperate ways of trying to sell because I felt so hard pressed for time to try and make things for different platforms that it just didn't come across genuine. It didn't come across nice. Nothing was actually working and it was just stress vibes. Like, and you could totally tell from my content that I was just like, hi, how are you? Oh my God. Like, it was like I was on too much caffeine and I was super jittery. And it just was, you guys, it was awful. It was not good. And I'm glad that that Instagram account has been archived because damn, some of that stuff is just a little unhinged in like, not even like an adorable unhinged way like we talk about on here. Like truly, Tabitha, get medicated, you're unhinged kind of way. So it's it was just a really bad time for me. So what I'm doing now is I have a central hub that's comprised of two things. First and foremost is YouTube, the long form content of YouTube. That is where I'm going to base my energy and my time specifically first. Like I start my day filming a YouTube video, whether it's 5:30 in the morning or whether it's 7 in the morning, whatever it looks like, my day starts off filming a video for YouTube. And it's because it's one of my non-negotiables. I have a couple non-negotiables every day, and one of which is always automatically filming my YouTube video. Now, with my horrible Wi Fi, there are times that it takes like 9 hours for my videos to upload. So that's why they usually don't upload until the evening. Just rural Pennsylvania Wi Fi at your service. That's what it's doing for me. But other than YouTube, I've recently reactivated my blog, which has been a very easy integration. It's been fun. It's been nice to explore the themes and topics that I've always wanted to explore, but felt like that I had to niche down and keep it travel content on my website. Well, no longer, baby. It is now whatever I want because it's my website, it's my blog, and I'm going to do and write whatever it is that I want on there. And I'm very excited about that. But that's those two places are where the real content is going to live, my YouTube channel and my blog. Now, everything else is going to support that. I'm going to use them as tools instead of using them to be my heavyweight champions. So there's going to be a lot of repurposing versus restarting from scratch. Now, my mindset shift here is that I'm not creating brand new content for every single platform. I'm just going to take smaller versions of what it is that I talk about on YouTube and just either take clips of what it is that I'm posting on YouTube or just kind of repurpose a few points into a 30-second clip and throw it up on shorts or throw it up on reels. So yesterday I decided to try my hand at shorts. I think I did one short before and I was just so pissed about my Wi-Fi. Oh my God, it was taking like 32 hours to load a video. Now, granted, some of that was my fault. It was my export settings and the size was huge. But my Wi Fi in my area is also crazy awful. So it was just a combination of things. And that was the short that I posted. And then I never posted a short ever again. So I decided I would use the mess hall as a topic to just kind of throw a short up and see what happens. And it was okay, right? Like there was no pressure. I just was talking about something that I talk about all the time. And now I have a couple notes of, you know what, I'm going to do a couple teasers for videos and link to videos and just kind of see what engagement I get, what subscriber increase I get, that kind of thing. Like it's more just to test to see the other options that I have available to me instead of putting this purpose on, like this really heavy weighted purpose on creating new content. And that's not what it's going to be about. It's going to be just repurposing ideas that I'm already talking about long form here on YouTube. So, what is my current plan? My current plan is to keep doing daily videos for YouTube. I really enjoy it. Sometimes I feel like I struggle with ideas, but in the end I get there. I come up with something. But there is still going to be the daily YouTube video. I'm going to be posting reels 3 times a week on Instagram. I'm going to be posting the YouTube shorts whenever I feel like it. I am going to take the transcripts from my videos, throw them into ChatGPT or Claude, and have them take out my golden nuggets of information into 1 and 2 sentence clips. And I'm going to throw those into a metricool schedule. So at least I'm posting consistently on threads, but I do plan on engaging at least once a day. And the key here for me is this is doable. This is sustainable. I can do this. So it's just really important to know where your limits are, where your time is at, where you can realistically sit there and go, you know what? I can't do that schedule. I can post once a week on Instagram. That's amazing. Do it on like a Monday because I think Instagram is still pushing. If you post on a Monday, it'll still push it Monday through Thursday for your followers and non followers. So, like, post on a Monday. Let your content sit on a Monday, let it get pushed throughout the week. And then by the time it kind of falls off again, post on Monday again. If that's what you can do, that's what you can do. Do not feel the pressure to be like, oh my God, Tabby's posting 3 days a week on Instagram. Obviously, I should too. No, 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 no. This is what I can sustain. This is what I can do. I don't want you to think that this is a content strategy that is written in stone that absolutely everybody needs to be following. I'm just sharing what it is that I can sustain. And as you can tell, one of them is YouTube Shorts is I'm going to post whenever I have the capacity to do so. So that's not even like a plan or a strategy. That's just whenever the mood strikes me. So this is about testing things out. This is about trial and error. And this is about slowly integrating myself back into social media and short form content without going crazy, without getting upset about it. Because truly, like, this is just a side note here. When I first started on social media in a very serious capacity, like when I switched to the creator or business account or whatever they called it at the time before it was like 2 different types of professional accounts. And I had all notifications on, you guys. Like if somebody breathed in the direction of my account, I got a notification about it. And I was constantly on my phone, constantly looking at views, constantly checking how many likes I had. Everything was about how many likes I had. Everything was about how many comments I had. And it was just really, really, really bad. Like it was a really bad situation to have all my notifications on for every single social media platform. They've been off for years. And I'm going to be honest, it took me like a good 2 months to stop checking my phone for notifications, going, why am I not getting anything? Why am I not getting anything? Or when I turned the notifications off, I would still go in and open the app to see the notifications. I don't do that anymore. Um, I I check it a couple times a day to see what other people are posting or to engage with friends and their content and stuff like that. But it was a long road to hoe for me to stop feeling so pressured about like doing well on social media. And I think that's why I really pulled away from social media is because I had such an unhealthy relationship with it in a very addictive sense. And also, I had an unhealthy relationship with it in the sense that all the advice I had been given initially when I first started my travel niche journey was that you had to be on all platforms. You had to be present on all platforms. You had to be posting all the time and letting people know where you are and what you're doing and stories this and being on Snapchat and blogging and sharing your blogs and sharing your posts and sharing your thing and having, 30 photos that you took one morning at the sunrise on, the streets of Santorini. Like it was so much and so unhealthy and so toxic. So I definitely moved away from social media, and having the car accident in December, I think was probably one of the best things that ever happened to me in terms of my relationship with social media, because I just immediately cold turkeyed it. And now I'm just kind of like, oh, it's a tool. I'm going to see what happens with it. I posted a reel this morning. Let's see how it goes. And I'm going to be posting Monday, Wednesday, Friday on Instagram. That's my plan right now. And if cool things happen with it, that's awesome. If nothing happens with it, I'll still post for a little while, see how it goes. And if I'm not seeing anything from it, like, I don't want to also then waste my time. So this is about being real. This is about being sustainable. And this is about using everything as a tool and not as the weight of my business rests upon this content. And I do want to talk about how sustainability matters way more than strategy, because I think it is better for you to stick to one platform and have amazing, well thought out qualitative content instead of being on 5 platforms and you're stretched thin and you're inconsistent and it's poor quality in terms of the value of the content. I'm not talking about poor quality in terms of technology, because we all work with what it is that we have. So, no judgment. Everybody starts somewhere with their technology, right? But in terms of the quality of content, you'll find that it gets stretched thin, it gets rushed, it gets kind of dilapidated when it comes to trying to be on 5 platforms at the same time. So I would rather see you stick to one platform, make it sustainable, create really valuable, really great content, even focus on monetizing off of that platform. And when you see that it becomes easy, when you see you have a sustainable routine, when you see that you're making money from it, then go, you know what? I'm going to integrate something else. So I think there's a huge risk at losing momentum when you try to add too much all at one time. I think we think if we add more on, it grows your business, and that is not the case. It stresses you out, it adds more to your plate. It doesn't mean it adds more to your business in terms of reach or scope or anything like that. It can actually slow it down. It's because you get overwhelmed, your quality drops, your consistent drops. And the original thing that was working, now it's suffering too. So if the original thing you were doing was daily YouTube videos, and now suddenly you can't keep up with those daily YouTube videos because now you decided you're going to post reels on Instagram 5 days a week, and now you're juggling between, well, which one is more important? Which one's going to get me more views? Which one's going to get me more engagement? Just take a step back and stop. Just you're doing yourself a disservice, you're doing your business a disservice. So there's a question you can ask yourself instead of asking, how can I be everywhere, right? The big question to ask yourself is, how can I expand on what's already working without breaking it? How can I expand on what's working and keeping it sustainable? Now, this goes back to me talking about processes and systems all the time, where, eventually when you first start out, everything is going to be overwhelming because it's new, it's novel, right? You're creating your first systems and processes and getting to learn a routine and figuring out how long it takes you to do stuff in your real-time capacity that you have outside of being in school, being in your full-time job, whatever, what have you, right? So I lost my train of thought. So you want to integrate with sustainability in mind, because eventually those processes and systems you'll get faster at, and you'll find that you have more time available to you, which is fantastic, which means when you have more time available to you, you have some options in front of you. You can expand your reach by maybe integrating a different platform. You can spend more time creating products. You can open up more hours to work with clients. Whatever it is that you want to do, what that looks like. But in this case, let's talk about platforms. If, say, you're creating daily videos on YouTube like myself, and you realize you have a really good system in place, you've cut down hours off of your whole process, and now you have 2 extra hours per week to maybe batch create a few reels for Instagram. As long as it doesn't stress you out, as long as it doesn't hurt the consistency and quality that you have for YouTube, I say go for it. Test it out. See how it works for you. And always consider everything a test and a trial, right? Don't go into it going like, I am going to do this every single day for the next year. Go into it, you know what? I'm going to try and do this for the next 30 days where I post 3 times a week, and I'm going to see how I can handle it. If I don't handle it very well, either it's I'm posting too much or I just can't handle being on the platform in general. So just kind of do some reflection when you integrate something, like give yourself a 30-day trial period and just note what's working, what's not working, how's your time looking, how's everything going. Because the other thing too is when you start to integrate a new platform, you might, if you've never done, like, say, Instagram before, you're now learning a new platform. So that's going to take some extra time as you get to learn it. As you learn, like, I also use the Edits app, which is from Instagram. And I have seen that when you use Edits to edit your reels and post your reels from Edits, it actually pushes your reels more out for views, which is really awesome. But again, that is now a second thing that you would have to learn to be able to see the maximum potentially you could get out of your reels and stuff like that. So just keep in mind the learning curve that you would be taking on. Give yourself 30 days to get used to something. Give yourself 30 days to go, you know what, we're going to try this for 30 days. I'm going to learn the platform. I'm going to post to it twice a week. And if it doesn't work and if I hate it and if it's not sustainable for all the other things that I have going on in my business, then I'm not going to continue with it at this moment in time. So, just to wrap up this episode, just know that you don't always need to add another platform onto your plate, right? This is about being sustainable for your business. You're building a business, you're not a content churning machine. You don't want to get content churner's elbow, right? Like, this is about being an advocate for you and your business. Yes, social media and YouTube and having a blog, they do all help with your reach, especially in a digital age. But don't overwhelm yourself to the point where the whole point of your business gets lost in the sauce, right? You want to be able to be sustainable with the choices that you're making. You want to have a system that works. You want to have processes in place that make sure that you're successful. And just to repeat, the mess hall launches April 25th. That is a Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I hope to see you guys there. It's $5 to join the session. We're going to do themes every month. We're going to do some workshops. And I'm also going to try and bring in guest speaker entrepreneurs who can just talk to us about what it is that they do, what it is that they found to be successful, and help you on your journey to being successful with your business. So, thank you so much for watching this video. Please like it, please subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.